Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a couple of Christmas crafts that you can do with your little ones in preparation for Christmas this year. Hope you enjoy them and let me know in the comments below which one you want to try with your little ones this year. All right, so for the first craft, we're going to do a reindeer craft. And for this one, you're gonna need a little fruit cup like this, washed and cleaned and dried. And then in it, you're gonna wanna put two little holes. I don't know if you can see it here, but there's two little holes there. I made them with a knife and just twisted it a little bit. And they're going to be to put a little pipe cleaner in. So it needs to be small enough that the pipe cleaner won't fall through. You're also gonna need some brown paint, which I did not have brown, so I just mixed red, orange, blue and purple together to make my own brown until I was happy with the color. You're gonna need some glue, some pipe cleaners. I have two, one is a tiny bit longer than the other, if you can kind of see that. And you're gonna wrap this around this to create antlers. You can do more too if you want more antlers, but I just had, 4 small ones. And then I have googly eyes and a red pom-pom. So then you're gonna have your little one paint it all over until it is completely done. And then once it is, you just let it dry completely.
Once it's dry, you're going to take the pipe cleaners and wrap the smaller one around the larger one. And if you have more pieces, then you can wrap the other smaller ones around too, and you want to create antlers. I did one while I had my daughter watch and do it as she watched me. That was easier for her because she is just an early 3 and didn't know how to do it by herself. Once you have them in a shape that you like, you can begin sticking it in the hole you created in the top of the fruit cup, and that will be the way that your antler sticks in there. And then once you have that done, you can use some glue to glue on your googly eyes and your pom-pom nose. Once you have that done, you have your cute completed reindeer. And if you need another way to use those fruit cups, then you can use it as a scoop to make igloos in a winter sensory bin.
Next up, we're going to make a gingerbread face. So for this one, you're gonna need a paper plate, some brown construction paper cut into squares. You could also use tissue paper, which might be better. I just couldn't find any brown tissue paper. You'll need to cut out a bow. I did this out of red construction paper and I used a black crayon to kind of make the decorative detail on it. You'll need 2 circles for eyes, a black crayon, and here I have some watered down glue and then a paintbrush. So the first thing you're gonna have your child do is put some glue either on the square and place the squares on the plate, or put some glue on the plate and then place the squares on top. I think the latter is less messy, but really it's up to what they wanna do. And then the goal would be to cover the plate as much as possible. They might kind of run out of steam and not wanna do the whole thing, and that's okay too, but the project will definitely look best if they have enough to cover the entire plate. And if you need to help them a little bit to finish it up, that's okay. I think it works good if you kind of paint the top of it glue to really get them to stick well, but just do your best.
Once she had finished putting the brown squares on, she went ahead and added the bow and then drew the black pupils on the eyes, attached those to it. And the good thing about doing it while it's wet is that you don't have to necessarily add more glue. It's already sticky, it's already wet, so you can just kind of add it right there. And then you have a cute gingerbread guy. Now, one thing you will need to do is add a mouth, and my original idea was to, once it dried, just draw a mouth on there, but it actually ended up being easier for me to just cut a quick piece of red construction paper and give that to her to add as a mouth. So we did do that with some extra construction paper.
For our last craft today, we're gonna make salt dough or ornaments. And believe me, this is such an easy recipe or I wouldn't be doing it. It is 3 ingredients. It's super easy. So you're gonna need a 1/2 cup of salt. Go ahead and put it in there. 1 whole cup of flour. And then a 1/2 cup of water. And then you can use a KitchenAid with paddle attachment to mix that all together slowly. Once your dough comes together, you should have a ball that is not sticky. It should not stick to your hands. It should come off your hands, but it should also come together nicely, almost like a Play-Doh consistency. If it's wet, add a little bit of flour, just a little bit, and see if it'll come together. If it's not coming together, add a little bit of water, a teaspoon, a tablespoon at a time, until you get, you know, a consistency that you like. Your next step is to get yourself a floured surface and then roll your dough out. This can be a little bit tricky because if you roll back and forth, you'll create air pockets that could puff up your ornaments when in the oven. So when you're rolling, make sure you just roll in one direction for a nice, good ornament. So to give you an idea on thickness, I would say it's about 1/4 of an inch. It's not flat, it's, you know, has some puffiness to it. These are not gonna puff up that much when baking.
Next up, you're gonna get your fun holiday cookie cutters and start cutting out shapes. You could also do a handprint and cut out, you know, use a knife to cut out a handprint or something like that if that's what you're going for. We were just doing cookie cutters here. But while the kids do this, it is a good time to start preheating your oven to 225. As you get them all cut out, you're going to put them on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper or a silicone mat. And then you're going to use a straw to make a hole in the thing. A straw is just the easiest thing, and you kind of have to blow the dough out because it gets a little sticky. But anyway, you just want to make sure you do that so that you have a place to put the ornament hanger. And then these are gonna bake for like 2.5, 3 hours. So it's a long time at a low temperature. And to get your best results, you're gonna wanna flip them halfway through. That'll make sure they don't curve up. It'll make sure they don't get too brown on one side. It's just a good tip to flip them halfway through. Once the cookies are done and they are completely cooled, then you can go ahead and get some paint and glitter and anything else you want to decorate these with and start decorating. Of course, that's the fun part for the kids. We were doing this all for fun. These are not keepsakes. These are just fun for us. So I let the kids do them however they wanted. If you want to keep these year after year, then you're going to want to finish these with an acrylic varnish of some sort to make sure that moisture can't get in. So just make sure you do that 3 or 4 coats if you do want to make these as a keepsake.
All right, that's all for today. Stay tuned for more craft and activity videos. I'm gonna have a couple more throughout the Christmas season, so stay tuned for those, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.